Good morning, everyone. Today we're gonna be covering the power snatch and the full snatch. I'm gonna start talking off by the power snatch, points of performance, setup, execution, then we'll talk about the full snatch. So hopefully you guys can see a good full range of motion here in terms of positioning. So you're gonna grab a PVC pipe if you're gonna be following along. We're first gonna talk about setup position and some differentiating factors that might depend on your body. So setup position, feet are gonna be between your hips and shoulders. I have longer legs, so I actually personally start with my feet underneath my shoulders. I'm gonna have my toes turned out slightly. As I grab the bar, I'm actually gonna hinge from my hips first, find out where my hip crease is with the PVC pipe, and my arms are nice and long. The reason we're starting with this a shoulder pass through or a shoulder dislocate is to allow myself to find out where my turning point is or my giveaway point is. So for example, if I have my bar a little bit lower and my hands are narrower and I try to do a shrug or a pass through and I can't get my arms behind me, then I'm going to widen my grip. This is going to allow me to be in a safe position if I have to bail or let go of the bar when I snatch and I have to drop it behind me. I have that range of motion and the positioning accurate that I'm not gonna hurt my shoulder. So again, find that position by bringing the PVC pipe to your hip, hinge on the hips, arms nice and long, and then do a pass through, which is a shrug and release with the arms. That's gonna allow you to find that sweet spot. Now back to the setup position. From here, I'm gonna bring the bar to my mid shin. So from a perpendicular or side profile position, I have bar mid shin. I'm pushing my knees out to track over my toes. Think of your knees to your forearms or inside of the elbow. In that setup position, I want to think of pulling my lats back into my body. Eyes are either on the horizon or 45 degrees in front of you. I'm engaging my lats. Depending on the position of your body, shoulders will be slightly in front of or on top of your knee and toe. And then I'm gonna have my hip slightly above my knee. Again, depending on your length of your levers, legs and arms, it will be dependent on the position. So from here, I'm gonna engage my lats. I wanna think of my hips and shoulders rising at the same time as I pull my knees out of the way. Once I pass my knee, then I'm gonna think of pulling that bar into the high thigh. Then I'm going to extend my hip, shrug my shoulder, bar's gonna come close to my body by think of like an elbow shrug behind you. Then I'm gonna pull myself under, punching myself underneath the bar, pressing the bar up as I receive in this power position, and then I'm going to stand. This is an Olympic lift where you're taking the bar from one solid motion from the ground to overhead. So a power snatch looks like so, and then I stand. A full snatch, or snatch in general, is going to be receiving that bar in the bottom of the squat, and then we're going to stand. So as we regress back, the other day I took a power clean, we are still using the hook grip, thumbs down, fingers on top. This is gonna allow you to hold onto the bar. So we talked about setup position, feet between hips and shoulders, bar mid shin, elbows nice and back. Again, execution, hips and shoulders rise together, pulling my knees out of the way, pulling the bar to the high thigh, jump, shrug, pull yourself under, and then stand. If you're learning this with me today or saving this for later, you're gonna work some drill positions, and we're actually gonna work from the top down. So in this top position, all we're going to do is we're going to dip, jump, shrug, pull yourself under, and stand. In this dip position, like I talked about the other day with the power clean, I'm bending the knees and bending the hips, so my back is nice and flat, but I'm keeping my back vertical or back flat as I dip. I'm keeping that bar in my hip crease. So this is a high hang power snatch. I dip, I jump, extend my hip, shrug my shoulders, punch myself under, and stand. And when you punch, I want you to think of aggressively pressing yourself down and pushing the bar overhead, and then I'll stand. So high hang power snatch, you can perform 5 to 10 repetitions. As you get more comfortable, you're gonna work to the hang snatch. You're going to dip, slide the bar down to mid-thigh, pull it back up, jump, shrug, pull yourself under. You wanna be patient. We're working the core to extremity. So that means the core is gonna open first, hips, shoulders, arms, and then jump under or press under. After you work that hang, power snatch, you're then going to go to the floor. Bar will start mid-shin. You're gonna pull your knees back out of the way, hips and shoulders rise together, jump, shrug, pull yourself under. You need to be very patient. The pull from the floor, the first pull is from that shin to that mid-thigh. The second pull is at a triple extension where I'm jumping, shrugging. Third pull is underneath that bar. So being patient to make sure that your hips are fully open before you start to pull with your arms. So again, hips, shoulders, arms, press yourself under. Now as you get more proficient and you feel more comfortable with those drills, you then can go to the full snatch. where you're gonna pull yourself under to the bottom of that snatch. So again, as I get set up, I'm pulling from the floor, jump shrug, I pull myself under, receiving at the bottom of the squat, and then I'm going to stand. So if I go slow motion, extend, there's bars coming up. Instead of pulling the bar up, I want to think of pulling myself under in that bottom of the squat, hip crease below the top of the thigh, pushing the knees out, and then I stand. Now, if you are snatching with your feet underneath your hips, you'll need to jump them out to underneath the shoulders. So again, depending on the length of your levers, I personally start with my feet under my shoulders. So as I go to snatch, my feet stay relatively same position versus jumping out. Now, these are tips and techniques and drills that you can incorporate to improving your power snatch and improving your full snatch. If you guys like this content and want more, let me know by leaving a comment, sharing, or making a comment personally to me, sending me a message. If you like, stay tuned for tomorrow. I'll have another video coming out. If you want to reference the power clean and the full clean, check back to yesterday's video and it showcases there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow for another live.